whispers a mournful tune under endless skies and a silver moon. Wagon wheels turn creaking slow through the dust and dreams where we all must go. Across the rivers deep and wide, lost a brother where the currents collide. The mountain shadows grow and loom, but hope still burns through the endless gloom. Through the trials, through the pain, through the fire, and through the rain, on the Oregon Trail, we keep moving on, with the will to rise as each day is gone. The oxen pull though their strength runs dry. We give all we have neath the barren sky. A broken wheel, hunger in our eyes. Yet we press ahead where the frontier lies. The stars above light the path ahead, marking hope where the weary tread. The children laugh though the nights grow cold. Each step we take is a story told. Through the trials, through the pain, through the fire, and through the rain, on the Oregon Trail, we keep moving on, with the will to rise as each day is gone. The oxen pull through their strength runs dry. We give all we have neath the barren sky. A broken wheel, hunger in our eyes. Yet we press ahead where the frontier lies. The stars above light the path ahead, marking hope where the weary tread. The children laugh though the nights grow cold. Each step we take is a story told. Through the trials, through the pain, through the fire, and through the rain, on the Oregon Trail, we keep moving on, with the will to rise as each day is gone.
All right, welcome everyone. Yep, that's right. 2 days in a row. Hey, it's hard. I cut the grass today though, so I feel like I earned it in a little way. But we are continuing on our Oregon Trail flights here. I had to, I look over everything again before I start flying these legs, and I'm glad I did because like I got it wrong. I got it wrong on the flight plan. But anyways, just to catch everyone up that might have not seen yesterday's stream, we actually landed in Omaha, Nebraska, and this is the reason why. Because Omaha was a significant location for pioneers who needed to cross the Missouri River and move into Nebraska. The crossing was essential for immigrants on their way to the Oregon Territory, as the Missouri River was a primary water route. Omaha, along with nearby Council Bluffs, was where many immigrants boarded ferries or steamboats to continue their journey. It's almost like the first three locations we went. We started at Independence, Missouri, of course. But these seem to be like starting points for the Oregon Trail. And then when they get to Marysville, they have to cross the Big Blue River. So when we get there, I'll talk more about that. But Yeah, that's what we're doing right now. So we're gonna go from Omaha to Marysville, Kansas, to get right near the Big Blue River, which was a really important crossing on the Oregon Trail in its later years. Before then, I think they just kind of went. What you have to understand is the Oregon Trail is one trail out of many going out west. They have like a California Trail, and I don't even know what the other trails are. But I noticed that my beacon's on. Yeah, don't do that. Hello. And then, you know. Oh my God! Wait, does the battery actually work? That actually works today. Oh, and also I kind of got StreamerBot to not give me an error. You might notice that my timers are now working in Kick. The thing that I can't get it to do right now, it's not bad. You know, JJ, I'll tell you this. I went to ChatGPT. I entered in all my specs, and I was like, with these specs, and I gave them screenshots in my Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 settings. I uploaded those and said, give me the best settings for GA, ton crap load of add-ons, and with the 3090 and i9 9900K and 128 gigs of RAM, and I told them that it was overclocked to 3600 megahertz, and it gave me, I reduced settings a little bit, but it looks great. But I mean, honestly, this is on its last legs. This computer's going to go to my son. I have an AMD 9950X. Yeah, isn't it? That's what I'm talking about. It's amazing. And all it does is it searches the whole internet for what people said and their experiences to tweaking, and it does it all. It compiles it all together and says, I recommend this. It's an excellent thing. I saw some other guy did it, so I was like, well, I'm going to try that. So, but yeah, I'm going to keep the 3090. I'm going to rip that out of here and put my 2080 back in for my son. So I'm not buying a new graphics card because that costs more than the actual build itself. But I'm getting an AMD for the first time ever, a 9950X 3D processor. I bought 128 gigs of RAM because I kind of use it for video editing and a whole bunch of stuff, and I run tons of add-ons. So I've seen Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 go up to like 50 something gigs of RAM usage. So I was like, I'd rather do that. I could have gone just 64, but I was like, let me just go all out. 128 gigs. I don't see that like being totally phased out at all. I haven't seen anything require more than like 50, 60. But like I like to give it some breathing room. So that's why I have it on this computer. And I got it at a good deal. I bought it used. So all right. Anyways, I'm gonna get out of here because the Virtue USA Flying Club has an event tonight, and I'm gonna try to fly it. It's a lot of flying today. But I'm gonna see if I can do that, and if not, we're just gonna do this one for today. So anyways, without further ado, let's get our checklist out and get to Marysville, Kansas. And all these flights have been planned since January of 2025. So did it right after the holiday season. But all right, you see that? I got the plan in there. We're gonna make a landing at each place. It's just a matter of getting going. And the weather is even better than yesterday because yesterday was like lightning and thunder here, and there's some rain outside of it. But seat track back locked, avionics are off, my battery button's working again. So I think that there's something weird. Autopilot is off. It's also wonky, so we'll keep trying to use it. Carb heat is off, and I assigned it the H button. Oh yeah, throttle slight. Just throttle select that and making sure my other throttles aren't working. The ones that I don't want to work. Alright, brakes are set. Got a parking brake on too. I did fuel it before we started. Alright, master on, beacon on. Everything's kind of working. This is awesome. Okay, fuel pump on, full rich mixture. We're gonna prime it twice. 1 and 2. Good. And here we go. Clear prop, starting her up. This was a little wonky yesterday too, so let's see. I don't think it has the thing programmed in right. So, alright, we'll do Control E again, which I'm not excited about, but it'll work. Could be that the switch needs that command to go longer, but I thought I already had it in there. I don't know. If I'm gonna fly that event tonight, I'm gonna fly the Arrow to make it a little faster too. So, but JJ, thanks for coming out, man. Let me play your sound for you. There you go. Alright, oil pressure is good. Fuel pump off, make sure the fuel pump is working. The fuel pressure is still up, sorry. Light test required. I'm going to turn the nav on at this time, which is actually this little roller switch there. Okay. And also I'll put there is no taxi lights, Eric. There's no taxi lights in the Warrior. Seatbelt harnesses, heat vent, defrost. Probably not going to need it. It's like almost 80 degrees. Avionics on. And resize this for the real sim gear. My hip is feeling way better. I did go cut the grass in the yard today. And, I mean, I can feel that it's still a little weak, but it's way better than what it was. And I'm not taking ibuprofen right now, so I'm feeling good about my chances. But my doctor did give me a referral for physical therapy at my old aging years, just in case I need it. I asked him for it. I was like, in case it doesn't get better. Alright, so we're going to have an ATIS here at Omaha. Oops, I got a bunch of stuff running here. Give me a second. Yep. That was quality control checking there. See, I check my streams to make sure that they're decent quality. So that's what that was. Alright. Oh, man. Omaha. 120.4 is the ATIS. Everything's working. It's amazing. Let's see if this is working, because this has been a constant problem. Let's get this to... Yeah, it's doing that thing again. No. Alright, let's get this to that Unicom, and maybe it'll do its thing. That's what I did last time. Yeah, I did. So I changed that to Unicom and then started like doing it. Weird. Alright. 2014. I haven't connected the VAT sim either. I should probably do that right now. Connect. And I'm not going to file a flight plan because that was worthless yesterday. November, and I just dropped the controller butt kicker. 328, 15. 10. 36. Alright, now this would be a Class Charlie, so I would have to contact departure. But I don't think anyone's on VAT sim right now. We did have Minneapolis Center last night. But let's just double check that on Volanta as well. Back to guard!
Go on, guard, lift!
No. Oh. Kilo Mike Yankee Zulu. I put Martha's Vineyard. Alright. Volanta. Nobody is on. So that's fine. That'll give us a little quicker departure. That's all. Alright. That finally turned off. It takes a while for it to clear out. And we should be good. What is the tower frequency here? 132.1. Tower frequency. Let's go VATSIM Unicom test the radio. VATSIM Unicom Warrior 0 Echo Foxtrot radio check, please. Nobody. Silence. Crickets. Alright, anyways, we're going to go direct as much as we can, which we should be able to do. We're going to go right through there, overfly Omaha, and get to Marysville, which again is really small, but it's this Big Blue River. See the Big Blue River? That's actually the Oregon Trail game. And if you didn't notice, I have a theme going on over there. But that's the Big Blue River crossing right there. And historically, there was. Some people said that they got it wrong, but there was a crossing there that people did use in the Oregon Trail. So I decided to leave it. And then we're going to Kearney Regional. There was Fort Kearney without the E, by the way. So someone spelled something wrong. But it's a campground nowadays, and that was a fort that was used to protect immigrants on the Oregon Trail. Anyways, let's get this direct. Kilo Mike Yankee. I'm going to have to resize this 1 second after. Lulu. Alright, let me resize this window here. It's a little off. Any black spacing will make it so that it looks a little off in the GNS 530. So, see, this is what I don't get. In 2024, it makes me do all that, and it's not really. There it is, kind of. I don't know. It looks really small right now. There we go. All right. It takes a little bit. It's a little different than 2020. So we got that. Anyways, back to the checklist. Anus, we got altimeter. What was the altimeter again? Because I wrote it down. Thank God I did. 3014. I have to do it manually in 2024 because it just seems like that's the way to do it. The button press doesn't work, and I probably have to go in there. I probably could figure it out, but all right. Checklist. Transponder alt squawk 1200, ADS beep 10's on, radio test I tried. So we're good to go, and we're going to runway 36. So 36 is that big huge runway. So I'm going to take a left onto Lima, cross 32 right, 32 left, echo, well, tango, echo. All right, so let's announce that on the tower frequency. Epley traffic, where is Zero Echo Foxtrot? We're over at Signature. We're going to taxi to runway 36 via Lima. Cross 32 right, Tango. Cross 32 left, Echo to runway 36. Epley. All right, and with that, you can see what we're doing. So let's do it. Here we go. Parking brake off. Oh, I left the chocks on. Yikes! Okay, can someone please remove the chocks? I knew something was wrong. I want it to look good. Anyways, we're taking 120 Echo Foxtrot out. You guys can see it's rolling its way out anyways because it wants to fly.
Generic underscore entry Foxtrot Echo. Leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Right, I don't know why I'm getting that tower, but that's cool. That's cool. Wind's coming from the north. Tobii tracker on. I'm going to center that.
Omaha Tower. Generic underscore
Lima 3
November
here.
77 tree Foxtrot Echo. Frequency change.
2 days in a row? This is unheard of. But seriously, I had some hip problems, just like muscle-wise, so we get better. That marathon kind of did me in a little bit. Why does that say Lima 2? Oh, because that's... Oh, it says Lima 3 on the sectional here. I mean, the airport diagram. I'll do it anyways. Omaha is right down there. See that? And I love that about 2024. Ever since I did the chat GPT settings and stuff, even on the i9, it kind of loads everything. You can see that it's fighting a little bit with tearing, but I'll take that. And then hopefully with the AMD, it's just perfect. It said I should be able to crank all the settings even with a 3090 because I have 24 gigs of VRAM. So the bottleneck is the CPU right now. So which makes sense, but I didn't want to cut the grass at my house because we've had like a drought. We had some storms, but like the grass isn't really growing that well, except in like shady places. So, all right, I also have to do a run up, so maybe we'll do the run up over here on my left. Sorry about that. Tobii Eye Tracker now works natively in 2024. So you don't need any workarounds or anything like that. But let's do the run up over here. Well, it doesn't say to go in there. Alright, we'll just do it down at the runway. We're fine. It says do not enter. So I won't. Oh, maybe that road was still running. Ah, whatever. Do the run up down there. Here's the ILS hold.
Omaha Tower. Generic underscore November 200.
It's gonna hate me when I take off. It's gonna say you are not authorized to leave. But we're on the Microsoft Flight Simulator East server. If you didn't want to fly with us, hence why I do that. We're also on VATSIM.
Generic underscore N November 200 Mike Sierra. Omaha Tower.
Gotta cross these
Altimeter
runways.
3014.
And Echo's got a kind of
ILS
long
runway
taxi.
36 approach.
Omaha traffic. Warrior 0 Foxtrot crossing runway 32 right, 14 left at Lima on the ground, Omaha.
Cleared ILS runway tree 6 approach. Generic underscore N0 Mike Sierra.
So far, like I reported yesterday, I have the motherboard and I have the CPU all in one cooler. And the power supply is supposed to be coming today. It's a 1300 watt power supply. So, should be good. Everything should be in by Thursday. This is my first week of teaching this week. So I'm figuring over the weekend, because we got Friday off for Labor Day. I'll start building it then, see if I can get it done on Friday. But I'm going to have my son, and I'm also going to have my daughter look at what we're doing here. She wants to look at it, so. Omaha traffic, Warrior 0 Foxtrot crossing runway 32 left, 14 right on Lima on the ground, Omaha. Echo should be up ahead. Pretty far for a runway, but okay, back to the checklist because we're gonna need the run up. Feels good to fly. Jeff, what's up, my friend? I didn't even see you chatting. Thank you for coming out, my friend. Still gotta try and make the event tonight. Still gotta try and make the event tonight. I was gonna read it over even more as I fly. I've had these series of flights planned for a long time, since January, and I had to get one of these series kind of like going because I have so many of them planned. I still have the Pirate Caribbean Adventure Series. I planned that out like years ago, and the VinFizz, as you probably know, I've been trying to do that now for 3 years, but it always fizzles out because of school. But I'm gonna be dedicated this year to try to doing that and actually doing the whole thing, no matter how long it takes anymore, because I'm kind of done with it. The first year, to be fair, 2020 was acting up on that. Parking brake on. All right, good. I'm gonna do a run up. Tobii eye tracker off. Brakes are set. Fuel proper tank. We are on the left, and that looks fine. Flight controls still glitchy because the potentiometers and the alpha. All right, trim set for takeoff. Don't have to worry about this anymore because I fixed it with super glue and a eraser from a pencil. Jeff knows if he saw it in the Discord. Flight controls, annunciator lights. I don't know why it goes to the left, but it does. Instruments, stern equators in the middle, no flag. Heading Kearney is right about where it should be. Vertical speed looks good. Altimeter looks good. Horizon looks good. Airspeed looks good. Excuse me. Primer interlocked. We'd pull on this in real life just to make sure it's locked in this little tab in this inside. 2,000 RPMs. I hate this bouncing, but we're going to go with it. Near New York, but I want the new computer first. So, priorities. It's a super glue and eraser it will have to be. Alright, checking the mags, right. Back to both. Left. Back to both. Okay, car feet test.
4785.
It's good. Back off. Vacuum is good. Amps are charging, so we're looking pretty good. Fuel pressure is in the green. We're gonna idle. Oil pressure, oil temperature, the green too. All right, good. Throttle friction lock would be on the side here. It's a little tab thing, but we don't really use it in the simulator. All right, so back to 1,000. If there's a problem, the takeoff full mechanical emergency. Otherwise, then we'll abort takeoff, land directly ahead on the runway. As long as there's enough available runway ahead of us, best glide speed, and this is 73. If we are under, let's say 1,700 feet, that's problem mechanical emergency. Otherwise, we'll land directly ahead of them when 30-degree turns. Best glide speed is 73. And if we're above 1,700 feet, that's problem mechanical emergency. Otherwise, take a turn to the right because it seems like there's more and there's no airliners. Right, and land downwind in the taxiway, the grass, the runway, whatever's available to us. Best glide speed 73, rotate at 55, climb at 79. Fuel pump on, landing light on, strobes on. Oh, there's no taxi lights, alright. Stop telling yourself taxi lights, and we're good to go. Alright, here we go. Let's depart Omaha. Tobii eye tracker on. But yeah, I'm still hoping everything works well in 2024. It worked well yesterday.
Contact ground on 121.9er.
Omaha traffic, Warrior 0, Echo Foxtrot, departing runway 36, departure to the southwest. Omaha.
Going to
Go to runway.
121.9er. Generic underscore and 0
Omaha
Mike
traffic,
Sierra.
American 4785, turning on final, 7-mile final, inbound 32 left, Omaha traffic.
Oh, okay, good. He scared the bejesus out of me. I mean, I heard him earlier, but I was like, what? Alright, we're in the middle. Heading coordinate looks good. I mean, the DG looks good. Whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Alright, here we go. Rotate at 55. Slight aileron correction to the left. So that would suck. Sorry. Fixing one problem at a time here. Rotate. These Pipers, though, they don't take off right away. Gotta give it a little time, even when you rotate. Don't force it all the way up. Then you want to trim it up a little bit, because that's what's going to happen. Right. So I forgot to set my heading here, but we'll get it there.
Omaha traffic, American 4075, short final, 32 left, Omaha.
He's landing on 32 left. I am departing. 32 would be right behind me too, so I don't know if we'd see him. Kind of in a critical phase of flight here though, so I'm not going to look backwards yet. All right. Looking good. Fuel pump off. That's the Missouri River, I believe. It's the river we were kind of following. All right, I'm going to take a left turn here. They're on the left already. Oops, Toby eye tracker. They're on the left. Here we go. Going to 4,500 today.
Omaha Tower, envelope 402 tree ready for departure. Runway 36, IFR to O'Hare. Envoy underscore 402 tree, altimeter 3014.
Oops.
Cleared for takeoff runway 36.
Just don't turn it off. That's terrible when you do that. All right, turning left, and that's Omaha down over there. Is that aircraft landed yet? I don't really see it. To left. Actually, that's him right there on the runway. See that? Cool. All right. Go direct, they said. Now, this is where it wonks up with the autopilot, so give me some patience here. Okay, here we go. It's on GPS nav. Please work. Toby eye tracker off. Set the altimeter with my Launch Tech, Site Tech panel. I don't even know what brand it is. It's the same thing basically though. Vertical speed. And everything's looking good. Everything's working. Oh my, that never happens. Goodbye, Omaha. It's been fun. It's been fun. Chuck wants to say his regards.
When
No.
Chuck Norris files
I don't think it's
IFR, it
working.
means I fly
No.
relentlessly.
That's right. Did that not work? That didn't work either. So like I said, let me have some patience here. Eventually it should work.
Omaha traffic, American 4075, exit off of 32 left, Omaha.
Oh, terrible. Digi, what's up? How's it going? Welcome. Hey, Jeff, you never used your sound if you're still on broadcast. We're flying the Oregon Trail, and we're leaving Omaha, and you can't see anything on my tablet, so let me turn my tablet off so you can actually get some
The
views here.
autopilot has Chuck Norris.
There you go. Chuck Norris for you again. Jeffrey B. You gotta put the B on the M, my friend. So that's Omaha, where we just departed. We're taking the Warrior. On all these series of flights, we had this planned since January, but here's downtown Omaha. Never figured out what baseball team that is.
Under
There you go.
education or over inebriation.
That it is. Great words to live by. Omaha, Nebraska, everyone. Screenshots galore. Also, where did my traffic names go? Oh, there they are. Oh, God. Here we go. All right, we're on our way to Marysville. And hopefully going to stop at 4,500. I'm kind of leery of the autopilot still. No, looks like it's working.
What you gonna do when mania runs wild on you, brother?
Just for the record, I had that before he passed. I want that to be known. 48 minutes or so till Marysville. The site of the Big Blue River crossing, at least one of them, that was used on the Oregon Trail. There you go. That's right. Digi is my right-hand man on that one. What's that thing? So the sound glitches, I think, are where my CPU is not meeting the demands, but don't fear, because hopefully by Labor Day I have a whole new computer. So that's what we're hoping for. That's true. That is true. All right, Vatsim, Unicom almost. Let me see if I'm out of the Charlie yet. Nope. I'm gonna keep it right here. Not just. Yeah, that's right. Yep, I had to send you that shirt. I had to. You use it so much. I was like, that man needs a t-shirt. All right. So, anyways, this is all of Omaha. And we are departing out of it to Marysville, Kansas. I do have Oregon Trail explanations on every stop, by the way. So, if you don't understand why we're going to Marysville, Kansas, you will find out once we make the landing there. You're welcome. Dude, I'm honored because I can't sell any of those. No one wants to buy Pilot Mania shirts. I put them back up there after his passing because I figured maybe I had a chance. But I still have to buy mine. I can buy any of my designs still, even if I take them off Etsy. But I did have to cut back to the designs that are actually getting some interest in selling. So I have a couple more designs ready to go. It's just a matter of really critiquing them and saying, will this sell? Because that is the goal, to make money to fly with. So seems like the map enhancement scenery is still popping in. So it is what it is. And I do not like how they took away the ability to do high def ground textures. That'd be Microsoft. That wouldn't be map enhancement. Those Xbox folk. You could have your Xbox and do Microsoft, but leave the good graphics for us, I guess. You know? Also, I can't get my Kick. It's supposed to be integrated now with StreamerBot Kick, but whenever I type in chat, like I'm testing right now, it will not send it to my master chat over here. So I still have to pop out a Kick window. However, it will send those timer commands to Kick. So I guess that's a small win. And let me test one more thing here. I'm gonna do a chuck command from Kick here. I'll see if it works. No, see, that didn't forward it either. So I don't know what's going on with that. So Kick commands might be trouble.
Red alert. All hands stand to battle.
But I will get it back. I have to, I guess, natively program in StreamerBot, seeing that it supports Kick now. But they said it was kind of like in the beginning phase of it all. Alright, we are crossing the, is it Platte River or Platte River? But that's going to be the major river that we follow here today. Because I guess it was a big thing for immigrants. They would follow that. If you follow the Platte River, you're going to end up at Fort Kearney, where we're going to end up today. But another river they would have to cross in some cases. Marysville is if they were further south, so there you go. I have the t-shirt of that too. I never released it on Etsy though. It fits! It fits! You know, if the mixture might help. Love it. Love it. The chuck ones are the newest ones, though. By the way, if you do that chuck command, there are 21 random commands it can pick from. So if you like that command, because I told Digi to type that in, type it in again and see what else pops up. It might be different. There's a 1 in 21 chance of it being different.
The current weather is partly cloudy with a 100% chance of Chuck Norris.
I think you inspired those because you said something about Chuck Norris one time on stream, and I was like, I got to do like a Chuck Norris thing. All right, I do have to blow my nose because of my allergies, and I cut the yard today. So, be right back. All right, I'm back. Crossing the Platte River. This is probably way easier than the immigrants ever had it on the Oregon Trail. Because we fly over it, they had to go through it. Very interesting. Imagine having to do like a whole wagon across rivers like that. It's terrible. But I guess if you wanted to make it, that's what you had to do. Fort Kearney will be just south of the Platte River up ahead in Nebraska. I think it's Nebraska. They spelled Fort Kearney wrong or something happened. I never got the true information on that. Alright, we're looking decent. 34 minutes before our first landing at Marysville, Kansas. That Oregon Trail graphic over there took forever. I did that in January too, during winter break. Or I shouldn't say winter break, during a holiday vacation. Christmas, if you will. I like to call it Christmas Hanukkah myself. That way you cover it all in one word, Christmas Hanukkah. But yeah, lots of low land here. Definitely pulling the plains. And that's what you're going to see along with the Platte River. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Let's see if they can tell me that. You can find out anything online nowadays. Pronunciation. Alright, Google's probably going to give it to me. Here we go. Ready? Platte River. I was right. Alright, you ready?
Platte River.
Platte River. Okay. So it's not the Platte, which I didn't think it was.
Platte River.
Platte River. Okay. It's amazing what you can do online. Pronunciations, tell ChatGPT these are my settings in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Please make them optimized for my system, which has this in it. That's why 2024 might be working just a little bit better. But it said I should be able to max out the settings when I get the AMD 9950X 3D. So I'm hoping that's the case. Even with the 3090. So take a look outside here. If you're wondering how I fixed my Honeycomb Alpha, because I used to have a problem with the buttons not working because the cable's coming loose, check out my Discord. I was doing super glue and a pencil eraser. Omaha Way in the distance there. Probably should take a picture of the Platte River. It's a big Oregon Trail thing. It's not hiding the screen names when I hit an alternate 2 though. Now let's try that again. Alternate 2. Nope, still there. Oh, there we go. Okay. No, that one just disappeared. Okay, come on. It's not getting rid of those. Alright, whatever. Go this way with it then. There we go. Platte River. Done. I turn it back on. Okay. Uh-oh. Seem to have lost my sound, and we'll see what happens here. Can it go? Oh, it went 3 for 3. Woo! I think it's because my CPU not bottleneck still is catching up, and so. But I had such a problem with that. It's happened 3 times now on this Oregon Trail thing. As long as it does that, I'm okay for now. Again, when I get the AMD, I'm hoping that none of that happens. I get nervous. Alright. And lots of just planes crossing the Platte River. Uh-oh. Why? Why do you make me ban you? Ban user. Ban Hammer. Streamboo.com remove the space. Like if that's not spamming, I don't know what is. I probably shouldn't even said that because now I'm promoting it. Alright, we are coming up on Weeping Water, Nebraska. Just this little place right here. It is pretty cool to see places where the wagons went and stuff. They said in some of these places you could actually see the ruts from the wagon wheels still in the dirt. Like in, for example, when we're going to Marysville, that Harper's, no, Marshall, what is it called? Give me a second. Marshall's Ferry, which was a place where this guy named Marshall moved to and set up like a rope type thing to cross the river with your wagon. Let me see what they called it. Established a ferry And on a knoll a short distance from the Big Blue River where we're going, Marshall built his base of operations. He constructed a rope ferry. So you'd have the wagon on like a floating thing, and you just kind of move it over with a rope, and he charged up to $5 a wagon to use it. A lot of immigrants also lost their life there waiting for it, because a lot of people use this and they'd have to wait for their turn to go across. So there was a lot of, there were camps, and obviously that spread disease and stuff like that. Right here is Weeping Willow, right? No, Weeping Water, Nebraska. It's pretty nice. I don't know if I'd want to live in the plains this remotely, but to each their own. Looks like they're still building on over here. I did turn down some settings as suggested by ChatGPT, and it works a lot better. I mean, I've always been a fan of AI, except for when people lose jobs, but, you know. Uh-oh. Okay. Keep loading. So those little stutters will hopefully go away with my new builds coming on the way. For those that tuned in, I have the motherboard and I have the all-in-one cooler. That's about it. Am I still on autopilot? I hope so. Seem to have some wind over there. But clear skies. Just a good flight down. Imagine having to traverse this with a wagon. This works for me. You'd say it's plain to them. Nice. By the way, we will not be doing this. This was a special overlay made just for this Oregon Trail thing, but I used it before. We will not be dying of dysentery today. I almost said dysentery. Dysentery. Alright, we still have a Rich USA Flag Club event tonight too, so I'm going to try to do it, but I'm not sure because my wife might not approve of that. Right now they're building a weight bench for my son downstairs, but my father-in-law wanted to do it because they bought it for Christmas for him. So, no, or that century. It's nothing to laugh at, okay? Lots of people died from it. Alright, but they did, but I'm just saying it's pretty funny with the fart sound, okay? Lovely. Alright, so tonight the Rich USA Flying Club is holding a NASA SoCal facilities tour. And it's going to be a crossfire event between Kilo November Uniform Quebec, Kilo Hotel Romeo. See how long that would take in the Arrow. Because I think that's the biggest thing. I'm going to do it on my phone. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's because I'm using my phone. Anyways. Oh. Well, I tried typing in SkyVector on my phone, and it typed out there. Damn autocorrect. Actually, my fingers just fumbled. That's what happened. Alright. So, if we do this tonight, and we do it in the Arrow, which is probably the fastest plane that I fly in real life. It's about 137 true. That's about 2 hours in the Arrow. Yeah, we'll see. See if I go the other way. See if I go from Hawthorne Municipal back. Let's see which way is faster, shall we? It's 4 minutes faster going the other way. Wow. It's actually a nice route. It's about 277 nautical miles from the Bay Area down to LA, which you know I love not, because I have so much scenery there that I'll probably crash the desktop, but I'm willing to try it. Oh god, they want us to go like Moffett Field. How come I know that? Alright. Why is it saying LA? Moffett. Alright, we'll fly north to Moffett. That's what we'll do. Okay. But yeah, I haven't been able to do 2020 Florida Day today. Orlando to Miami. Very nice. Very nice. course, on my phone, it doesn't really totally support this. And I don't want to use my computer because it's going to wipe out the flight plan from this. But we'll see. 27 minutes to go. Let's do the Oregon Trail first and go from there. Alright. I might want to be on Vatsim Unicom at this point. Jesus. Syracuse, Nebraska, off our left, right over there. Man, I'm still seeing that traffic back there from Omaha. Wow. That sun. That looks way better in 2024. Which is what we're flying, but I'm just saying. I can see the improvements, and it works a lot better with Service Update 3. But I still get a little weirded out when it does those little pauses. Which isn't often, but traffic's looking pretty nice down there. Right outside again, Syracuse, Nebraska. You can tell I'm using Google imagery. Look at that. Google bought that ad? I'm just being funny. Outside? It's amazing. Wasn't it? I've done that. I've had problems like that. I cut the grass today and I thought it was wonderful. So, I go back to teaching on Monday. It's like first day for teachers orientation, but I went in the other day and did some photocopying. And I got my classes all ready to go. So, it is what it is, you know. I still have to find out where's my certificate from that class I did over the summer. So I'm gonna have to email that lady soon. Or actually, it should be on the portal if it's already up there. So. All right. We had a little bit of wind there for a little bit, but now it's doing fine. 125 knot ground speed, not too shabby for the Warrior. It's kind of like the 172 Cessna equivalent with Viper. But I like it. And I was able to copy all my livery and reformat to 2024 standards, so I'm a happy guy. This one kind of has the legs work during the day, whereas before it wasn't really working. They're not the brightest, but it kind of work, you know. I see the landing light looks very dim, but it's on. See? But at nighttime it will shine, so I guess it's better than nothing. But we'll see. Still would like to be able to fly the 737, which I wanted to do out of Los Angeles and fly back to Providence. But every time I do it, whenever I start like taxiing back, getting the pushback, thank you, oh my god, it crashes the desktop. So we'll have to revisit that idea. Would have been awesome right after the marathon flights, because it would have been like a homecoming, you know. Even though I'm chilling in California for like a month, 2 months, maybe half a year. Oh, all right, we got some beef sticks, some Dukes, freshly crafted smoked meat sticks. So I got 2 of them left. They don't have a lot of carbs, which is good for me. So. All right. Slowly getting this office in shape too. Been a long time. I'm organized chaos. I've always been that way. I'm a highly functioning, organized chaos guy.
Coming up on Tecumseh, Nebraska, which is off our left somewhere out there. That might be it right there. See about one thing on this kick with streamer bot here. So let me see if I can make a new trigger kick, because I think that's what I'm gonna have to do with all of them. So trigger will be chat message, and it'll be criteria edit. Add, kick, chat message, or commands. No, I think I need to go to commands and get it from there. So I'm gonna not enable the custom kick code from before. I'm gonna go to that one, cancel. Sources. Kick message. I think that's all I have to do, actually. Alright, let's try it. You ready? Nope, it didn't send it. Thought I saved it. I'm gonna export my settings just in case. Oh, you have to select everything? Well, I'm not gonna do that right now. Right. Enabled. I'm intrigued. We got about 17 minutes. That's where we have to go. I'm gonna try re-enabling that, and we'll try it again. How's that? Nope. Let's see if it works in my chat, which it probably does.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out that integration here. So I apologize if you're on kick that you have no way of doing commands right now. Maybe we're making our way to Marysville, Kansas. Tecumseh, Nebraska's that way. So I'll have to figure that out. It's out there to come say there. All right, Marysville, by the way, is non-towered, so it's 118.675 for the ASOS. I think it's ASOS. AWOS, 118.675. See if we get any weather yet. Ooh, we did. Cool. Can't hear it.
altimeter 3014, so let's get that going on.
Kilo Mike Yankee, Zulu automated weather
So even though it's on
observation,
COM 2, it's using my COM 1 volume. There's something weird there. Alright, we're going to do runway 34 there.
Sky condition, clear. Temperature,
And pattern altitude's about 2,300 feet.
altimeter 3014.
That's why we're probably having issues
Kilo
with
Mike Yankee, Zulu
guard and
automated
stuff.
weather observation, 2100 Zulu.
CTAP is 122.8, so we're all set for that. Should be there in about 15 minutes.
Sky condition, clear. Temperature, 27C, 2.9er C. Altimeter
We'll take the drone
3014.
cam out to the Big Blue River, hopefully. Do all that. Ground speed picked up. Got some nice clouds back there. Oh man. Oof. I have a tight window for that SoCal facilities tour tonight. We'll see. We might have 2 streams today. Might not. This might be it. I have to see what's going on. At least the ground was flat, you know? The way they got the wagons across wasn't as bad as it could have been, you know? We are real time and weather, by the way, too. I forgot to mention that. Alright, I'm going to start a descent down here. So I said 2,300. Let's set that up. And start a descent down. And kick this back. Again, we'll do runway 34. It's left pattern, so I'm probably gonna enter a overfly. Nope, give me a second. Yeah, left 45 downwind. Big Blue River should actually be off our right side as we get closer, so that's kind of cool too. Kind of a slap in the face to the immigrants back there, because now there's a highway bridge that goes right over. Oh, that's terrible. Actually, no, I was right. Yeah. Coming this way. No. Alright, I do have to overfly the airfield. Alright, we'll overfly. We'll do a teardrop entry to a left 45 on 34. Then we'll check that too. Or to the chart supplement, everybody. Marysville. Everything's left turn. Alright. It shall be done.
Gotta make it so. Make it so.
Make it so. After I blow my nose, I'll be right back. I'm sorry. I think I inhaled too much grass pollen or something. Anyways, to answer your make it so. Number 1, make it so. Man, I look so young in that video now, though. I don't know, man. Getting old. The gray is coming in. I think that might have been like 2020, 2021. I had to hold my head just right. Right, Marysville, Kansas. Here we come. Are we already in Kansas? No, so we have to cross right over the border. And then, so it's out there somewhere. Ground taxis don't look as good as they used to, though. They're okay, but not as good as they used to be. Okay, full rich, maybe 3,000. Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna call it 10 more nautical miles out here, but gonna be kind of low. Probably should have waited on my descent. That's okay. Allison, I didn't even make you announce the descent either. Terrible, Eric. Just terrible. I can't believe some of this stuff is AI. It's actually pretty good. I work hard on it with the prompts, but I screen every single one, so I don't let it just like I don't just make it and put it in there. It's got to pass my approval. But big fan of it. I won't see the big blue river for a little bit. Map, irlpilot. Nope, just wind. It's just wind, everybody. Let's see if it holds. Wow, that really brought me down an extra 100 feet, didn't it? Wow. Man, we're getting kicked around over here. Give a position report in a little bit. Getting some turbulence here. Hold it together, Otto. Hold it together.
Automatic pilot.
Automatic pilot. There it is.
I'll go back to the passengers.
Maybe we should actually deviate around. That's what I'm thinking now. So let me get this right. Get ready on this thing here. The heading bug, if you will. Then we can go right into a left 45. If I go to the west of it. So let's try that. Heading. Because I'm already down 1,000 feet above the ground level. So. Right, still not in Kansas, almost there. Get your rave sticks. Alright, let's do it. Marysville traffic, Warrior 0 Echo Foxtrot. We're about 12 nautical miles north of the airfield. We're transitioning to the southwest of the airfield. Gonna intercept on 45 left downwind for runway 34, Marysville. What's up, Daniel? How's it going? Alright. Welcome to the broadcast, my friend. I did. I said hello. I did. Can you not hear me? I said hello. I just had to cough because I sucked in tons of grass ball until they cut the yard. Yep. Sorry. I kind of mute my mic when I cough because, like, you know, either else it's going to be a cough fest. And it's also a little delayed. So, like, your chat comes up, but then, like, my response doesn't come right away. So, just the way it is. Buffering. Well, I hope to not do this on landing. I'm going to use it because it fits the theme. We're not going to do that on the landing. This is what we hope to do on the landing.
Stick the left. In this challenge, the pilot will do his best to avoid certain death by keeping the plane on a good flight path with a constant angle descent lined up to center. Good. Stick the landing and don't suck.
Don't suck. Alright, the Big Blue River. Oh, shoot. Oh, Lord. That was the wrong time to look out. Holy shnikes. My autopilot just went nuts, everybody. And now my trim did, too. Alright, now the autopilot is not on. Okay, good. That's what I'm talking about. They need to, like, fix that. That would be a JustFlight problem, maybe. Just the programming of 2024. But that could have ended up badly. Like, really badly. Anyways, let's try it again. Oh, auto. Seriously.
Oh, drat these computers. They're so naughty and so complex.
Alright, we survived.
Pinch
How's
them.
that? We survived. That was not cool. Anyways, as I was saying, we're kind of flying over the Big Blue River, which doesn't look that big. That's the river they would have to cross on the Oregon Trail if they were going to take it from here. So they would have to ford their wagons or take that ferry across, that rope ferry, out of Marysville, which is why we're visiting Marysville, Kansas. We are in Kansas as well. We just crossed the border. So. Interesting, huh? That's the Big Blue River. Big as it may be length, but maybe not width as much. Airport should be right down there somewhere. And when I come in for a left 45. There's Marysville. Okay, we'll take the drone cam out and try to get the historic site of Marshall's Ferry. Let's get down there first, you know. Alright, also altitude. Marysville traffic, Warrior 0 Echo Foxtrot, 6 nautical miles to the north, transitioning to the west of the field to intercept the left downwind for runway 24, Marysville. 34, correction, 34, Marysville. Airport should be right over there somewhere. I think that's it right there, actually. See it? Yeah. That's where we're landing. Then we have one more destination for today. And then we'll see about flying tonight. I have to see what's going on again with the family downstairs after this. I mean, I'd like to. I'd also like to try to make it work with
looks up Flight Simulator 2024 in Los Angeles. That is definitely the airfield. So, Marysville traffic, Warrior 0 Echo Foxtrot, 400 miles north of the airfield. Transitioning to the west side and then entering a left 45 downwind for runway 34, full stop, Marysville. All right, we're gonna get to this side, and then we're gonna go right in there and make things happen. El Manuel. Trim wheels auto. Whack here. Tobii eye tracker on. Can you center that for me, please? Where's the oh, there it is. Okay. Should be about 2,300. Slow it down a little bit as we get down here. Yeah, we're doing good. And again, we'll have the historical significance of Marysville, Kansas come up once I get down there and landed. Marysville traffic, Warrior 0 Echo Foxtrot, left 45 downwind for runway 34, full stop, Marysville. Oh, we a little higher or too low? No, too high, okay. Oh, better to be higher than lower, you know. That is it. I don't know if it's payware or not, I doubt it. It's probably just default, but see what happens, and I'll show you where the crossing for the Big Blue River was over here on the Oregon Trail. That's the Big Blue River, though. Marysville traffic, where's your Echo Foxtrot 45, runway 34, full stop, Marysville. Can't even talk anymore. Clear. Good. Halfway up the wing. Looks good. Okay. We are gonna hit carb heat. 1800 RPMs. Flaps in and angle down slightly, but I have a feeling it's going to try to go down more than 500 feet per minute. So I'm going to trim up. Still trimming up. Looking good. Okay. Should be about 90 right now. Well, that's because my RPMs went down. In real life, we look for 90-ish. Okay, turning base. Marysville traffic, Warrior 0 Echo Foxtrot turning left base, runway 34, full stop, Marysville. Yep, sorry. I'm like trying to find the runway more than I am anything else. Also, my RPMs keep going down. So, okay, should be about parallel. Yep, kick it back to 1500. Another thing with flaps. And turning final. Marysville traffic, Warrior 0 Echo Foxtrot, left base to final, runway 34, full stop, Marysville. Small little airport here. Want to be about 65 as we get down there, so we're looking good. Right over a golf course. I doubt that was here in the Oregon Trail times. It's a good thing I researched before we started, though, because I had it a little bit wrong. Okay, full flaps. A little high.
high. Slip it a little bit. And we should be good. Want to be down 70, 65 at slowest. Oops, sorry. A little bit of, I find that the wind in 2024 is a little bit more realistic in a way, because it kicks you around a little bit if there is any wind there. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what I'm going with. Okay, throttle's out. Marysville, here we come. Yep, I bounced it. It's alright. We made it down. We made it happen. Alright, not bad. Except for a little bounce, but you know. Get that taxi light. That's $300. Wow, nice little airport. We'll take the drone cam off from here. Marysville traffic, Warrior 0 Echo Foxtrot, clear of runway 34. Marysville. Alright, checklist, Toby eye tracker off. Okay, good. I had to shake my head to make sure it wasn't working. Flaps are up, carpet off. Fuel pump off. I didn't turn it on because I forgot. Strobes off. Landing light is off because it's daytime, it's fine. Mixture trim set for takeoff. Go. Could have been better on the landing. I had some nice landings yesterday. Alright, I think we're good. I'm gonna taxi the ramp. Toby eye tracker on. And we'll take the drone camera out to Marshall's Ferry, hopefully, where that was a big crossing of the Big Blue River on the Oregon Trail. Does he want me over there? Oh, he wants me over there. Okay. Well, can you handle me? That's the biggest thing. Okay. Better stop me though. Done. Okay, good. I like what we're doing there. Parking brake on. Toby eye tracker off. ELT verify silent. Avionics off. Mixture. Actually, all lights except for beacon off. Nav lights. Go. And looks good. Okay. Mixture full lean. Mags to off. Battery off. Good to go. Alright. Alright, so let's go check this thing out. I have the tablet off. That's good. It does that too. I don't know why. Alright, so let's see what we're doing here. I got everything on Google Maps. I can kind of find my way here. On my other monitor, that is. Alright, we're trying to find the Marshall's Ferry Historic Trails Park, which is right near the Big Blue River. So, I need to go southwest. Southwest. I'm also going to turn off the... Ooh, look at those clouds. Clouds definitely better in 2024. So, alright. The cemetery is there, or whatever this is. It looks like a cemetery. Here's Marysville. I'm going to turn off... flightsim for now. So we're parked there. Marysville's there. Now to get to I can't remember the name. Marshall's Ferry, which is the crossing. You have to go this way. And there's a bridge. It's right near the highway. It's a 77. And there should be a little historical park right next to it. So past the highway. There it is. See this little loop right here? This is the state park. So this is where Marshall's Ferry was. And people would, like, I guess, camp around here waiting for their turn to cross the Big Blue River on the Oregon Trail. And again, it's kind of ironic that now there's just a bridge. So you can, like, literally cross it in a wagon if you wanted to. Back then, they'd have to cross it to get to the other side. And that's why we went to Marysville, because that was a big Blue River crossing. Let me show you the historic thing here. Give me a second. So, Marshall's Ferry was a major crossing of the Big Blue River near Marysville, Kansas. The Oregon Trail converged here to cross the river. In 1852, Francis Marshall moved to Marysville with the purpose of creating a ferry on the Big Blue River. On a knoll, a short distance from the river, that's that little loop I showed you, Marshall built his first base of operations. He then constructed a rope ferry across the river and charged up to $5 per wagon to use it. The ferry was very popular, at times waiting for days for the turn to cross. So that is the historically significant thing about Marshall's Ferry over here on the Big Blue River. And there you go. That's what it looks like in the simulator. And we are immediately going to go back because Marysville is just a small town. This is what looks like the high school. They're the Bulldogs. The Marysville Bulldogs. Pretty cool to see that. Alright, we're going to go back to the airport over here. And this is the Marysville Cemetery off the airport here. So probably some people back then that got buried there, maybe, that were riding on the Oregon Trail that didn't make it. Waiting for their turn to cross the Big Blue River, which is over there. Alright, anyways, let's get back in the plane. We're not going to fill it. I never did go to the other tank, though, so we'll look at that. Alright, let's start it back up here. So, back to our checklist, and let's get our next leg going, which is the final one for today. We are now going to Marysville to Kearny, Nebraska. So that is our next destination. Seat track back lock, avionics off, autopilot off, carpet is off, throttle slight. Alright, brakes are set, master beacon on, fuel pump on, full rich mixture. I'm going to prime it twice. Probably wouldn't have to in real life because it hasn't been that long. Here we go, and clear prop, here we go. Alright, very good. Oil pressure is good. Oil temp is good. Fuel pump off. Fuel pressure is holding. Lights as required. We'll turn the nav lights on for now. Alright. We will also make it go to the right tank, because I should have done that. Fuel pump on. It is on the right tank. So did it auto? Oh wait, I don't want that auto mixture crap. Don't start doing that. No, okay. So we should be on the right, because the left is that. Well, hopefully it burns from the right, because I'm going to need it to. Anyways, heat vent defrost, we'll leave it off. Avionics on. Fuel pump off. Excuse me. We'll get ATIS here at Marysville again.
Kilo Mike Yankee Zulu automated weather observation 2200 Zulu. Wind 347 at 8. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear. Temperature 27C. 2.9 C. Altimeter tree 01 tree.
13 going down.
Kilo
Okay.
Mike Yankee Zulu automated
Waiting for
weather
my Garmin to
observation
load up here.
2200 Zulu. Wind 347 at 8. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear.
Point towards
Temperature
Kearny.
2.9 C.
Kilo Echo
Altimeter tree 01 tree.
Alpha Romeo.
Kilo Mike Yankee Zulu automated weather observation 2200 Zulu. Wind.
Okay, back to guard.
347 at
You know
8.
what that means.
Visibility 10.
You're on guard,
Clear.
Whip.
Temperature 27C. 2.9
Alright,
C.
altimeter set, transponder, alt, squawk. ADSB is not on. CTAF there. VATSIM, Uticom, Warrior Zero, Echo Foxtrot, radio check, please. Nope, I'm not a VATSIM. Yeah, my help to connect, huh? VATSIM, Uticom, Warrior Zero, Echo Foxtrot, radio check, please. I think vPilot just, oh, I thought it crashed desktop. Obviously it didn't. Nice. I had some type of error message. Okay. Anywho, test the brakes on the way out. We gotta go to runway 34. We are continuing on to our last destination today. I'm gonna turn to the right out of here and hopefully not kill this young lady that's on the right in a stupid way. Here we go. Parking brake off. Don't do it. I'll do it. No. She's probably gonna still get hit with the wing, but who's counting, you know? I guess those aircraft just mystically disappeared because they're not here anymore. Alright. Hopefully we're burning on the right, like I said. Alright. Runway 34. Means you have to go that way. Oh, look at that little World War II plane there. It's kind of cool. It has a machine gun on and everything. They mean business here at Marysville. Holy schnacket. They're like, don't you dare. Well, as of now, 2024 has been working pretty nicely for me. Appreciate you, 2024. This guy knows 2020 can't when you're in Los Angeles. Sorry, when I zoom in on the Tobii eye tracker, it has me going out the windshield. Oh, bad. Alright, do a little run up here really fast. Good enough? Alright, parking brake on. Tobii eye tracker off, run up. Brakes are set, fuel proper tank. I'm hoping it's on the right, which it should be. Trim set for takeoff, it should be, but let's double check it. Way easier to check that in the road. You have to zoom your eyesight over. But controls. Good. Annunciator lights. Good. Instruments. Turn equators in the middle. No flag. Heading coordination about 6. Yep. Road speed. Altimeter's good. Horizon's good. Airspeed's good. Mixture best power. Primer in and locked. You can pull on that and test it out. 2,000 RPMs. Yeah. I'm doing okay. Yeah, I hope that's not a pun that you're gonna come up with. Right? Back to both. Left. Back to both. Alright, carb heat. Looks good. Back up. Okay, vacuum is sucking. Yep. Alternator is charging. Fuel pressure, oil temp on the green. I'm gonna idle. Iowa Scotsman, how's it going? Feel free to use your command if you'd like to. Back to 1,000. If there's a problem, the takeoff roll mechanical once you otherwise we'll report takeoff and land directly on the runway. If we're under, let's say 2,000 feet, this problem mechanical once you otherwise we'll land directly have no more than 30-degree turn, specified speed is 73. If we're above 2,000 feet, this problem mechanical once you otherwise we'll take a turn to the left. There's more to land on the left. Land downwind on the taxiway, the grass, the runway, whatever's available to us. Best class speed again is 73. Rotate at 55, climb at 79. And we're good to go. So let's landing light, strobe, fuel pump. Don't forget the fuel pump. Tobii eye tracker on. Everything's programmed in, right? Yeah. Clear. Clear. Alright, let's call it. Marysville traffic, Warrior 0 Echo Foxtrot, departing runway 34. Departure to the northwest, Marysville. Alright, and we're going to end up in Kearney, Nebraska. And again, I will talk about the significance of that on the Oregon Trail when we get there. But there was a Fort Kearney that was spelled slightly different. I don't know if they just got it wrong or what happened there, but they got rid of an E. Alright, we're in the middle. Rotate 55, climb at 79. Here we go. Is it weird? Do I look a little off-centered? Yeah, okay. That was weird. Rotate. Takes a little bit of time with these Pipers. Gear up. Oh, wait a minute. It's not the arrow. It's just being funny. Real life, it's kind of like that too. It has to catch up, you know. Trimming up now for 79. We'll see you later, Marysville. We're going to depart straight out and take a left. Birds! Look at the birds! Buds. I'm going to be very disappointed if my new computer build doesn't like do better than this. Big Blue River off our left as we depart Marysville. Okay, and we're going to try the terrible, horrible, no good, very bad autopilot in this, but we're going to try it. So here we go. On. Nav. Could happen. Tobii eye tracker off. We'll also go at 4,500 here too, so we'll get that ready to go. As long as the auto wants to work right now. It looks like it's working, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, about an hour and a half to get there. And I'll turn the tablet off. But I am monitoring them. We're going right back to Nebraska. There is a military operation area, but other than that, we should be pretty good to go to Kearney, Nebraska. Fuel pump off. I am connected to that sim. Yeah, okay. I got worried there. Fort Worth Center's the one that's all known. But if you want to see where our route took us today, we went from Omaha, Nebraska to Marysville for the Big Blue River crossing for the Oregon Trail. Now we're going from Marysville and we're going to Kearney, Nebraska. Kearney Regional Airport. So, little elbow here. But again, Omaha, Independence is over here. That's the one that everyone knows. So, Independence, Missouri, you would typically go that if you left from there, I think. Go to Marysville, cross the Big Blue River, and continue on to Fort Kearny. And we'll talk about Fort Kearny when we get to Kearny. But we did them all yesterday. We did that. We did St. Joseph, which is kind of another starting point for the Oregon Trail. And we went to Omaha, which was another starting point. And all of these would kind of go west. But I wanted to include Marysville for that Big Blue River crossing. Sometimes they just follow the Platte River. I mean, it's all good. And second day in a row of doing the Oregon Trail flights. I'm really glad I'm kind of getting these done. It's been a while in planning. Especially when I plan it right, because I had to do some more research today before we started. Your boy had it a little wrong, so I'm glad I looked it over before I went there. 3,500, we should probably start leading up this mixture a little bit. EGT gauge in the upper left there. Right about there. Better be burning from the right and not the left, because I don't remember moving that. Kind of weird. We'll see you later, Marysville. A lot of people flying out here on the east server. Feel free to join us if you want to. It's supposed to be real world time, but I don't know if that's a countdown. Oh no, it says 5:33. Okay, I thought that said 11:33, and I was like, what's going on? So we are real world time and real world weather, and it should be a pretty nice flight. So you have about an hour and 10 minutes to go, which is right before the Virtue USA Flying Club event. So I don't know, I might be like late for that if I'm gonna do it. Okay, I'm gonna have to check in with the family. This is my last night where I can stay up very late. This is it. It's the last real night of summer vacay. So we'll see. It's quite interesting that the plane pitched up like that in near Marysville. Good thing I switched back and fixed that one. That could have been a disaster. over 4,500. Looking pretty good. Kick that back. Maybe we have to mix it. Nope. Nope. Not gonna happen. Right about there. Okay. There you go. We're on cruise. Going back to Nebraska. Wind farm. Oof. Oof. I'm waiting for them to make the PMDG 737 next gen on 2024. If they did that and things were working okay, I'd probably not uninstall 2020, but I probably wouldn't be using it as much. So. About an hour to go here. Not too shabby. Now they also have this really expensive architectural landmark in Kearny that actually went bankrupt because it didn't really have a lot of visitors after a while. So we'll see what that looks like in the simulator as well. It's called the Archway. It's supposed to like be like showing the history of like wagons going through Kearney, Nebraska on the Oregon Trail and sailing out west and stuff. So we'll see. Oh man. Have to make sure it's burning up the right tank a little bit. It's another river off of the Big Blue River, I believe. Oh man. Ugh. That's one heck of a wind farm over there. Cannot believe that the sun is setting at 6:30 here on the East Coast. It's getting there. I like summer long. I just saw something scurry into bushes out there too. Alright, not much to look at. Ooh, excuse me, it's just Fairbury, Nebraska. We're about to cross the border into Nebraska. This is way easier than playing the Oregon Trail game, by the way, where again you can die of dysentery. I'm just saying. Alright, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna blow my nose. Sorry, my allergies. It's always allergies every time I fly, so I'm sorry. But I want to deal with it. Alright, coming back. And we just crossed into Nebraska, and the line's literally like right over here. Going to Fort Kearney. I'm gonna have to do more research just to make sure I got my route right after this too, but this is where we're ending today's second flight of the Oregon Trail flights. And again, it forces me to fly in places where I don't really fly a lot in the simulator. So I've never been out here in real life. Lots of plains, small rivers. And it's nice to see that they had water to drink at least. They didn't have water purifiers like we have today, but you know. Which led to cholera and dysentery. But you know. Right tank seems to be burning, which is good. Just gonna balance it out here. We have a little less than an hour to go to Fort Kearney, which is now a campground slash park. So the actual fort, I don't think is there anymore. They might have done like a recreation, but it would take you 5 hours and 6 minutes to get there by car. We're gonna get there in an hour. It's not too shabby. Yeah, I'm looking at Google Maps here. It's actually a campground, Fort Kearney State Recreation Area. And the actual fort is no longer there. From what I'm seeing, it's right on the Platte River. So. They seem to have a recreation of it though, too. So. This is where we're going. That's that archway I was talking about. But here's a recreation of it. This is where it said on Wikipedia where it was. And they have a whole campground area there. The Platte River is like right there. So the archway we'll try to find too. But Kearney, Nebraska. Hip doesn't hurt as much right now, and I have not had any ibuprofen, so it seems like it's getting better. Oh, really? In Kearney or Nebraska? That makes sense, being Storm Chaser. So, my son loves storms. He was watching all that stuff, but he wants a better experience in City Skylines too. So I'm hoping my i9 with the 2080 will give that to him, because he says he's on my brother's old laptop. Kearney, wow, small world. Just saying. It's like the airport is just east of the town there. So see, we're gonna land over here, and then literally go like south. We'll check out the archway on Route 80. I think that should be easy to find if it's in there. And then Fort Kearney was right here south of the Platte River. So, again, we'll talk about the significance of that fort. Notice they spelled it NY, but yet the town or city, might be a city, spelled with an EY. We're gonna have to have a Buc-ee's. Dude, we don't have Buc-ee's around here in the Northeast, but I went to one in Texas. It was like our last thing. What's up, Park and Break? Nice to see you. Thanks for coming out to the stream. But there are no Buc-ee's around here, and that was an experience. It's like, again, the way I explained it to people, I've never been to Buc-ee's. That was my goal, was to make it to a Buc-ee's before I left Texas, which happened with my niece, who lives in Dallas. Anywho, it's like a Walmart as a convenience store. It's that big. It's like the size of a Walmart, but it's a convenience store with like merch and all these foods, and it was, you could stay there for 2 hours. We didn't, but I did buy some stuff there, so. And then they had my ex-sister-in-law was like, oh, you gotta try these cotton candy things. She like, and they were amazing. They're breath mints, but they taste like cotton candy. I already ate them all within like 2 days of coming home. So, but yeah, very flat land. The Oregon Trail. Obviously, we're having an easier time of it compared to what they had because we're not in a wagon. But to see the same area they traversed here. This is Ferry, Nebraska. It's kind of cool. Oh man. Oof. Again, probably won't finish these flights before Labor Day, so we'll probably finish them on my new computer build once they build it. So, parts coming in. I don't know if the power supply came in yet or not, but it's supposed to come in tonight. Nebraska. Now, see, ordinarily I'd be like Nebraska, but like the Oregon Trail, going through it, seeing things, like makes it a little more interesting. Again, forces me to fly places I haven't flown before on the simulator. Never been to Nebraska in my life. Lots of stretched out flat land. A little different than the Northeast where I live. Picture time. Wonder what happened to all the nameplates, or there's just no one around me. Seems to be there's no one around me. Alone in Nebraska. Very well time and weather. So we should get there with some daylight still. We've got about 50.5 minutes to go. And this is going to be a fast turnaround if I'm going to do the Rich USA Flying Club. But we'll see. I don't mind doing it, but you know I got to set up my stream for it, so which wouldn't take that long. Oh, stretching it out. Ugh. A lot of blue. A lot of blue here. I like blue. Blue's my favorite color, if you didn't notice. A lot of blue. I didn't notice that until I looked over. I was like, wait a minute, that's a lot of blue. Oh, you did? Well, that's very nice. You're in the Caribbean. Jet Pilot Cinema was there in real life recently. I won't say where, because again, that was only share with us admin. But he flies for an airline, and one of his destinations was in the Caribbean. Well, good. It's amazing what you can do on just a walk around mode, you know what I'm saying? Not that I've done a lot of it, but. And then there's that one developer, I don't have the scenery, but he does like the islands and he like mocks it all up like a resort. Where'd you go in the Caribbean? Because I have a series of pirate flights that I planned years ago, I haven't done yet. Kind of like this, just with a pirate theme in the Caribbean, you know? .49.5 minutes to go. Oh, Nassau. I used to try to call it Nashua. Now you know why I made that, though. I was inspired. Wow. He's holding the RNAV from Providence, Rhode Island right there. And I made that a shirt, but no one wanted that shirt, so I don't know if I have it up for sale anymore. I thought it was cool. But I guess when you're buying gifts and you're a non-pilot buying for a pilot, you don't really understand what it means. Which made sense. I mean, I threw out a lot of designs when I first started on Etsy. So. But regardless, I still have all the designs saved, so I could always make a shirt. If anyone wanted one. We'll see about the Virtue Safe Flying Club. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do it. Someone's contacting me on Discord. Oh, okay. It was sent and oh, that sucks. Okay. This is for all those gifts we gave for the sixth anniversary of the Virtue Safe Flying Club. So I donated a mug. Oh, so much chat, the Virtue Safe Flying Club. Ooh, that looks good. Uncle Stein made some ribs. What's the what are we talking about? Oh, yeah, they're talking about my fix there. No, it doesn't. Yeah. Might have been better if they did that. Okay. We're talking about the Honeycomb Alpha. See that we're kind of flying through low land here. Let me see if I can show you what I'm talking about. I forgot to turn the lights on. Can't really tell that with a virtual background. Where is it? Expert lead cam. I have enough light too. Okay. So anyways, I'm gonna change this background here. Give me a second. Let's go to this. That removes the background. And now let's connect to my phone. Alright, you see it? Ah, there we go. You're live. Okay. So this cable right here, this controls the buttons on the Honeycomb Alpha. And this kept slipping out. And I also super glued this side of it too. So don't mind the mess on the floor. So I got tired of pushing it back in for the push to talk buttons, which I use this one for Discord, and there's another one on this side for VATSIM. So I pushed that back in. I'm on Unicom. I almost forgot if I was Unicom. So I ended up super gluing this in, but it still wasn't making enough contact. So right here where my finger is a eraser from a pencil, and I wedged it in there, and I colored it black with a Sharpie. Can't really tell, can you? But that keeps the contact. So now look, if I push the button, it goes and does its thing now. Yay, Toby, I track it below. So that's what that is, right there. All right, going back. We're going back. That one. And the Piper Warrior down there. And that's it. We should be good. All right, we move around, and the chair disappears. See that? XSplit VCam, everyone. Awesome software for a virtual background. We are on our way to Kearney, Nebraska, to finish up our flying for today on the Oregon Trail. And should be good. It's very flat land, and we're getting towards the Platte River again. So not the most exciting to fly through, but you know, it's got color to it. 45 minutes to go. But yeah, I don't recommend the Honeycomb Alpha anymore. I just, you know, I never pulled that cable out or anything, and it did that over time. So, and the yoke itself, it works fine, but for the buttons on the actual yoke thing, you need that cable to work. And it's a network cable. It's an Ethernet cable, but they have spirals in it and stuff, and it just, I don't know. So that eraser pushes it down and up so that the metal contacts touch the inside contacts, and that's what sends the signal. But But I will be looking for a new yoke after I get some money, after I build my computer. So that's the big purchase for now, where all the parts are coming in, including a new case. I had to buy everything new because we're upgrading from 9.9 to an AMD 9950X3D. I did. I gotta be honest with you, I need to give it another try because I don't feel like it was set up correctly at FS Expo. But it's definitely on the list. There's two I'm looking at now. I'm looking at the Meridian whenever that comes out. And I'm looking at the Moza again, which is like $700, but it is force feedback. And a lot of people on the review said it's been awesome. So I tried it out, you know, but it wasn't really configured right at FS Expo, if you ask me. So it kind of soured it for me. There's a car outside my house. Oh, it's Amazon. Probably my power supply for the new computer. So I think it's, well, yeah, it's like $700 for the base, and then the yoke snaps on with like an aluminum connection. And that's the $150. So they're probably, I would think they're going to offer different types of yokes on it, but I'd probably get the generalized one that they have already out there, you know. But yeah, I'm thinking about the Moza. Not ready to buy anytime soon. Hence why I fixed this, whatever way I could. So, I mean, I like hall sensors because you're not seeing this right now. You see, like my throttle is that little twitchy thing. That's because there's potentiometers in the Logitech stuff, and also the Honeycomb Alpha. I think it's called the XPC, which is the one for Xbox. That has its hall sensors in it. Like my Thrustmaster rudder pedals, they're hall sensors, they're magnets. So they're not tweaking. But potentiometers over time will start tweaking like that. And this tweaks a lot, the Honeycomb Alpha. So, seeing that I super glued the cable and the warranty is done. So I did open it up to try to clean out the potentiometers, but that didn't help, to be honest with you. I had some of this stuff. Okay, the hip hurts a little bit. Like some WD-40 contact cleaner, and we sprayed it with that potentiometers and the slide potentiometer, and I let it dry out for a while. Put it back together, and didn't really do it. So yeah, I can see why you want to. It's a great yoke for what it was, but the thing was is they shouldn't have problems like that with the cable, you know. And then they had that big battle royale. The original engineer, from what I understand, is Meridian now, and it's basically the same design as a Honeycomb, but he's got a lot more going on with it. And I went over to that booth at FS Expo, and they didn't have any working models. They had their version of a Bravo, which I don't have enough space for a Bravo, so I'm using a Redbird TH1, which is used on flight sims for schools, but it has the Cessna controls there. And then I have the old Logitech throttle prop mixture USB, because that's what I could fit on my desk. But the TH1 takes up a lot of space. I had to take screws and mount it underneath the desk. So, and then for a trim wheel, I have the old Cytec Cessna one. I have a autopilot panel there, the old radio panel there, that's the Logitech Cytec ones, and then a Railsim Gear GNS 530, which I love. So, but you build it up over time. I mean, I'm in my 40s now. I started way back in the late 90s, early 2000s with the CH Products stuff. I still have it in boxes somewhere. So, but I find that if you can afford it, it's better to invest money. I mean, if you flight sim a lot like I do, and you can do it, invest the money in parts that last, because I broke every set of rudder pedals I had except for the CH Product ones, and I got the Thrustmaster TPRs, and they've been amazing. So, and I'm really spoiled on hall sensors now. So, but the newest Honeycomb Alpha for the Xbox has hall sensors, so you won't have that potentiometer drift, if you will, which is what you're seeing right here with the twitchiness. So, I would like to get away from potentiometers if possible. I don't even know why they're still, like, I know why they're being used because they're cheaper, but it'd be nice to see more hall sensor products and force feedback products, which WinWing is doing its thing there, but I heard that they don't really uphold their warranties that well. They try to like scapegoat out of it and say, no, you can send it for repair though. But they had some really nice stuff at FS Expo. A lot of force feedback. They had a Boeing 737 and it yoke, and it looked just like the original thing in the cockpit. So, but I think the Moza might be the way to go. I might not wait out for the Meridian. But I'm not ready to purchase anything right now because again I just bought like a whole new build for a computer, so that's gonna be a while. Out in the distance is like the one town, I'm gonna call it town, around here. We're in the Lincoln military operation area. But that town way out there in the distance is, I'm gonna show you my map here. There we go. It is Edgar, Nebraska. That's what you're seeing right there. Man, if you're taking a wagon out here, and obviously there wasn't a lot of civilization out here, you had some big cojones, I'm just saying. Because you had to, you only moved about 10 to 15 miles per day, so. Yes, I have, yeah. Those are expensive. They're very, I don't know if I'd have enough room on my desk for that. That's the other thing. I think the Moses is a little bit longer than the Honeycomb too, which I can still fit on here. I bought this desk from IKEA, and it has like a little indentation, so I can put the yoke in and still sit at it normally. It's the best desk I've ever owned for that. So, but yeah, I've looked into those. Those are like $1,000 though. And I love haptics. Like right now, you can't tell, but I have my butt kicker on, so I'm feeling like the RPMs of the engine shaking the chair and stuff. Big fan of that if you can make that work. I did have to fix that too though. So the cable broke on it, so I had to took an RCA cable and I did some wiring on both ends for RCA, so that way you can replace the cable now when you need to. And I have an extra butt kicker somewhere else too, but I don't have the amp for it because they just sent me a new one. I was like, okay. But even that cable broke, so at least they tried helping me out on that. Excuse me. But I'm really rough on my stuff. It stays set up, and then during COVID I was teaching from home. So like this was my command center. So that was not the easiest thing to do, but it made me revamp everything to make my job easier over time. So Kearney in 40 minutes. I gotcha. Yep. Yeah, that's always the issue, to be honest with you. Like this isn't bad from where I'm at, and I fly Cessnas in real life, but it's still a little high. And I tried to put things where I could. Like, I'll show you what I mean. Can't excuse the mess on the floor. I haven't gotten the vacuum, and there's a bunch of crap on the floor. Even my desk is a little bit of a mess, so. But I'm willing to show you a little bit of the setup here. Okay. See that we got time and it's a lot of flat land. It's not the most exciting thing. Alright, we live yet? We are now. Alright, so this is my real world tablet, and that's what you see going on the screen right there. We have the, oh, this is my, I'm working on this real sim gear. I bought that used, the 750. But that's the SciTech autopilot panel. I didn't use that for the longest time, but now I do. Then I got the SciTech radio panel. I got that for free when I used to get my private pilot license. This guy was like, oh yeah, you know, you're becoming a private pilot. And like, he's like, just send me like the shipping. And I did, but he never cashed the check. Then we have the Logitech stuff over here. Excuse my napkin. And then that's my headphone, which goes wirelessly to the streaming laptop. Here's the Honeycomb. And again, it mounts to the desk. You can see it has a little indentation here, so I can get right up to the yoke. But if I sit back, it's not that bad, you know. Real sim gear GNS 530. Cessna trim wheel over here. And then we have the Redbird TH1, which I'm not using right now because that's the Cessna. But these are modeled just like, and they have the vernier controls. You can turn it, twist it like a real Cessna. Then over here is my little multi-panel switches there. The Thrustmaster TPRs, which are in the bottom of a dirty floor till I do that. And my socks. This is what I used to connect my old aviation headset with. Bose A20s, but I don't use it anymore, so I just kind of leave it wrapped around down there. Yeah, that's the setup. I don't think anyone's ever saw this. There you go. That's where I read all your chats. And then I have like Sky Vector, and that's my Etsy store, and that's the Kick chat over there. So yeah. No, so now you've kind of seen the setup. I have to clean it again, but you know, I'm gonna get there. Along with my eye drops over there. See, I look like a basket case right now. I'm okay, by the way. I hardly use that stuff. That's just there in case I need it. So, yeah. Anyways, back to the regular stuff here. Ugh. Here we go. Wrong one. Wrong one. Here we go. So this is a video that plays behind me, and I have to select the video. So, but anyways, that's kind of the setup. Yep, the desk is awesome. The desk was expensive, but when I moved into this house in 2016, I kind of knew I was going to want it for flight sim. And the price has gone up since. I can't remember what it's called, but it's from IKEA. It came in 2 boxes. You obviously had to build it, but you upgrade things over time. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah. It does. I think it got a little bit better with Service Update 3, but if I do the Xbox app here, which is kind of what I look at, no, you can't see it. Right now, my GPU is at 59% used, 60, 59. CPU is about the same. VRAM, I'm about 43%, and I have 24 gigs of that. So, again, I think it was smart getting the 3090 because it has the 24 gigs. I think 2024 is very VRAM dependent if you want to push it. My RAM, I have 128 gigs. It's only using 33%. And right now on frame, seeing that we're in the flatlands, you can kind of see that on the screen up there. I'm running 96 frames per second. And that's on a 9.9. But again, it's flat land, and there's not a lot of buildings and photogrammetry. So it does great on that. It doesn't do great when you go to like cities. It stumbles a little bit. So I'm thinking the AMD, and it is the CPU that is bottlenecking. It's not the GPU. That is the prop. Basically, I just got my complex endorsement. It's a complex aircraft to have a controllable pitch prop. And what it does is all these planes like this Warrior and the 172, 152 are called what we call fixed propeller. So the angle of the blade on the propeller is set, and that's it. It just rotates with that. With the controllable pitch prop, that blue lever, you could change the angle of the blade to take a bigger cut out of the air, and it maximizes the efficiency of the prop. Does that make sense? So if I fly the Arrow tonight after this, which again is a remote possibility, I'm going to be flying with the prop there. So if you tune in later tonight, if I'm actually going to stream, I have to go to my family, see what they're doing. But I'll show you what that works. But yeah, it changes the angle of the blade with that little control there. It's called controllable pitch prop. And it changes the angle to cut more out of the air or go, you know, the way it is in a fixed. So we kind of, you have to get a special endorsement for that, which I got in end of February, so I could actually fly the Arrow in real life. That and landing gear. So it had controllable pitch prop and landing gear and flaps. I think that's the 3 things that needs to be a complex aircraft. So I can fly any complex aircraft now. Now the only endorsement left for me, other than getting my instrument rating, is the high performance. That's anything over 200 horsepower. And the Arrow I fly is like right at 200 horsepower. So that's why it's not high performance. It's like right there, but not quite. So. But yeah, you'll find that when you fly these aircraft in real life. I started out in the 152 because it was cheaper per an hour, but it goes slower than the 172. I was lucky to fit in that thing too. I'm a short guy, so that kind of helped too. I do weigh considerably more than the average human being though, so I was surprised I got to fly it. But 152 is just a really small version of a 172. It's a trainer. It's a 2-seater. And you can only carry about 400 to 500 pounds in it. And you have to include fuel in that. So that's why it doesn't carry a lot. It's a good single plane though. If you're going to go on a budget and want to just fly by yourself all the time, 152 is not a bad plane. Then you get to the Cessna 172. which is a bigger version of the 152. It carries 4 people. Typically carries, depending on what equipment you have in it, 800 to it depends on what model it is, but you could almost make it to 1,000 of usable weight. Now you have to include fuel in that 1,000, so that's the whole thing. So it's really a 3-person aircraft, unless you have really light people, then they can fit 4. So, and then I also fly the Piper Archer. So, all right, Digi, you have a good time, sir. I'll land it well at Kearney for you. So, well, good. You keep looking, because it's going to happen. You're going to find what you want. You just got to keep at it. And I'm proud of you, because not a lot of people would say that. Keep working on it. You'll get to where you want to be. Because I was looking, too, to be honest with you. I didn't get anywhere I wanted to go. But, you know, life is life. You move on. I'll keep trying to find the next thing for me, you know, if I can. If not, we'll just stick it out. I can't complain. I still have a job, so. But all right, we just passed Edgar. Maybe that wasn't Edgar, because now it looks like there's another town. That's Edgar. Thank you. Coming up off our right. That might be Hastings. Might not be, might be. But we're going to be right outside Kearney, and let me get my OBS blade back here. But yeah, I guess that's the first time I've ever really shown everything I kind of have. You know, my desk's a mess, and again, I apologize for that. My office is slowly getting cleaned out, so someday I will give a grand tour if I can ever get it under control. Again, I'm organized chaos. That's just the way I operate. I'm always busy coming up with something creative and then trying to take time for my family and stuff. Trying to. It's hard sometimes. It's hard to balance everything. But you can see that we're coming up on Kearney, which is out there in the distance on the electronic plate bag. So that does seem to be Hastings. So Kearney way out there in the distance, if that is it. Yeah, that Real Sim Gear 750, I gotta kind of get into that more. It's a touchscreen, just like a 750, but it's the first gen, so it's a little wonky to use once in a while. But I'll keep working on it, get that thing set up eventually too. I don't really use a lot of aircraft with 750 only because I don't have anything like that. But I'm sure I'll find a use for it because I was working on it a couple months ago. So 26 minutes to go. And the right tank's still looking good, so we're alright. Gonna be balanced in a little bit. So I'm kind of glad we burnt on the right and looked at that before we left Marysville. That Mosa yoke might be the way to go though. I'm not getting one anytime soon, but I did get to try it, so. Oh, the Mosa yoke? You mean the honeycomb or the Mosa? I'm building a whole new computer, so I've already put almost half of the money back in my bank because I had money I kind of got from flight funds that I didn't use, but I haven't flown since the end of June, so. I wouldn't give anyone this honeycomb alpha only because the cable's bad on it. Oh, the 750? Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. I bought it used. It was a Facebook group. And it was a little bit of a gamble, but the guy, you know, he sold other things to other people and they said good things about him. So I think I picked that up for, well, I know the 530 I bought used also, and I think I paid $175 for that. It came with the bracket though. I owe Scott's. And then the 750, I have it hooked up to like a USB monitor cable type deal, but I can't remember what I think I paid 180. 180 might have been around 170. No, actually, might have been 150. The guy had it in like a cockpit setup, and then he was going to upgrade it. But the Gen 1 version isn't as good as the Gen 2 because you have to use this roundabout software to get the touch panel to work, and it just wasn't working that good for me, to be honest with you. Like, it worked, but it didn't work perfectly. So I think it's me. I don't think it's the unit. So I'm telling you, if you look for things And it was a little bit of a gamble because you're dealing with people on Facebook, but if you ask around, and that was a pretty reputable Facebook site. I can't remember what it was, but I joined it, and people sell like their extra gear all the time. And you can pick up things at a good, I mean, I haggle too. I'm a good haggler. Same thing with building my computer. I saved like $200. And that's why I pulled the trigger on it. So I was like, I'm going to do it now. Because I price things. I'm not an impulse buyer. I lay out everything. I have all the prices it was at. And then when it goes down, I can see when it's good. So, Altimeter Motor says on 172. I think I remember seeing it. You know what panel I did use at FS Expo? It was the that pilot one there. I actually have it on stream when I was live streaming from there. But let me look that up. I'll tell you what I think I might have used it, to be honest with you. I'm not much for the full panel. I'm more of a just put everything on my desk and use it. So I would be interested in maybe trying VR someday, just to have another perspective on things. But yeah, I did see these. I did, and I did look at them. I thought they were pretty good. I thought they were very yeah. I thought it was very concise. I thought it fits on your desk. I thought that was really good. You'd probably go to more of a view like, full screen without the plane, and then you'd have the panel just mounted just right. I thought it was pretty quality stuff when I did look at it. Yeah, I'm just not a panel guy because I fly a variety of aircraft on the simulator. But yeah, could definitely work. There was also that company that had the small overhead panel for the 737. That looked good too. But I mean, Parking Rick, do you plan on doing a private pilot license maybe in your future or anything like that? Because I would buy like that. That would definitely be good for spatial awareness and stuff like that. But when you fly for a private pilot license, you don't know what you're going to get into. Like, I'm mostly steam gauge, hence why this is normal to me. But I did fly a G1000 172 thanks to Nick Resl again, and it wasn't much different than the like everyone's like, oh, what's it like? I'm like, it's like a 172 with advanced electronics. So it really depends. But if you just want that experience, like, you know what the cool thing about that panel is, you can unplug it and just use different aircraft when you don't put it to the side because it's that small. But yeah, it looked really good. I mean, I'm just not a panel guy. I wouldn't do that. So, but that's just me. Depends on the type of person you want to be. The desktop pilot, that was it. I flew that. If you go look on my YouTube, I actually sat there and flew the desktop pilot 172 setup. Yeah, oh, that's depends on where you are. All the aircraft I rent, because I don't own, they're old. They're like 1970s. We have a 1980s 172, and they try to keep the prices down. I think we're up to 165 an hour wet for the 172, which isn't bad at all. But it's not a G1000, it's steam gauge. Everything's steam gauge. They update little panels here and there with newer electronics, but and then this Warrior I think is up to like 135, might even be 150 an hour wet. And the Cessna, get this, the Cessna 152. When I started my training, that was at $95 an hour. Yeah, it was $95 an hour when I first started training in 2016, and I think it's up to $110 an hour. So, obviously, they might not have as much, everything's condensed here in the Northeast, so you can go to another flight school. But the one I go to, I also knew the chief pilot. He worked with me. He was the science teacher until he retired. So, he's actually my flight instructor, too. But, very experienced man. But, what was I going to say? But the prices, they really try to keep them down so that they encourage you to rent. Here's that desktop pilot type setup here. They had the whole thing set up though. It wasn't all of it. Like, it kind of looked like this, I think. Or maybe not. I don't remember. They had a whole 172 setup, and I thought that was pretty cool. It's 3D printed, so it's not like as pretty as the other stuff. There it is. That was it right there. Yeah, I flew this at FS Expo, and I thought this was pretty good. I thought the elevator was too sensitive though. You'd have to tweak it out a little bit. But it was a nice setup from what I remember in the 172 G1000. So, yeah, I like this a lot. I just didn't like the sensitivity of the yoke. And it was their yoke, so I mean you can hopefully change that out maybe. But they also had a flap switch. And it had like the little thing, the indicator moved down electronically. That was pretty cool. But I find that they're very expensive. That was like $100 just for that flap switch. But if you're gonna build a whole cockpit, I guess, you know, that's the way to go. The altimeter motors though, I remember that. That was pretty, those are pretty nice panels if you're gonna go the panel route. So. But I'm willing to give the Moza another shot, you know. That's Hastings Municipal out there, by the way. That's Hastings, Nebraska. And we're coming up next on Kearney. And then we'll take a little drone trip out to some historical significance. Yeah. In the Northeast, though, I think they're going for like 110, 120 an hour wet for the 152s, which means that includes fuel. If you go get fuel somewhere, if it's more expensive where you bought it, they usually give you the difference back against the rental too. So if you're going to like New York, like I did one time, and like fuel it up, you give them the receipts and they take that off, the difference between the Plymouth, Massachusetts price and wherever you were, off the rental. So I had to get fuel in Groton the last flight. I took a flight with Nick Resler to try to pay him back for letting me fly his 172, which is like state-of-the-art G1000. And we took the Arrow out, and I let him fly it out to Groton, and I flew it back. So, but yeah, the amazing thing I would say is the amount of availability there is in like there's a lot more competition now than ever before. Like Real Sim Gear, I like their products. I think they look really good. But there's a lot more people making these type of products now. And Real Sim Gear, you know, I'm not saying this because they just sponsored my marathon. They're awesome people. Like literally contacted me back in like an hour and said, let's do it. But I find that it's very high quality stuff. But I bought my stuff used. But it works great. And I bought the 530 because I was doing my instrument rating. I didn't finish it, but I was doing that to get familiar with it, putting in like the flight plan and the approaches and stuff. And that helped me, you know. It really helped me for instrument. And I'm going to get back more to that. I'm going to have to start flying some IFR more again. But I'm going to pay off the computer I just bought. And then I'm going to save up money again. Kind of like on a high-ASA flight. I'll probably take a flight here and there. I'm thinking like November. I'll take like a nighttime flight to get current and night flying for passengers. Not that I've ever taken anyone at night. But that way it would cover day and night because it'd be 3 full stop landings an hour after sunset. That's typically what we do. And then you're able to take people up at night, and that would also count for the day, the 3. For daytime flying, you just need 3 landings within the last 90 days. They can be like touch and goes or whatever. But the nighttime, if you want to take someone up at night, you have to make 3 full stop landings at least 1 hour after sunset. So I used to go to I fly out of Plymouth, Massachusetts, so I'd go to New Bedford. They had a restaurant there. It's not there anymore. But I'd fly down there in the evening, right after I got out of school, eat there for dinner, and then I'd go back to Plymouth and do my 3 landings. So I agree with that, yeah. But there are some deals out there for used stuff. So when I bought the 750, I wasn't aware that was Gen 1 and not Gen 2. And I don't regret it still. It's just it's a different way of working it through your computer. But I'll probably start working on that again soon. Alright, we'll get up to Kearney. Thank you for letting me talk so much, because honestly, like, yeah, it's cool being on the Oregon Trail, but it gets kind of the same scenery, you know? But yeah, I always liked Real Sims Gear stuff, and there's other companies out there too. And I'm not just saying that again because they sponsor my marathon. I think they have quality stuff and really good support. So the altimeter motors, they were pretty cool there too. And those mini panels are coming in style now in the flight sim world. A lot of people want stuff that you can move in and out, you know. But Let me see if the shout out thing's working, because they were doing some maintenance on that today, so I turned it off. Because I'll give you a shout out to someone that built their own 172 full cockpit layout. You might know who they are, you might not know. Let's see if it's up again. Nope, they're still offline for maintenance. But November 8033 Foxtrot on Twitch. He's also a Virtual Safe Flying Club member. I met with him for the first time in person, but if you go there, he actually built like a whole 172 layout, real world private pilot too, and a nice guy, Mike. See his setup. The only thing I told him, and I was kind of cranking, I was like, dude, the next thing in realism is to get the air vents. You get like fans, and you somehow have them programmed to the ram speed of the aircraft in the simulator, and it would spin up and blow air into the cockpit based on the rate of the ram air. I think that would be awesome. I don't know if that'd be possible. It probably is somehow, or probably have to do it by airspeed, which is kind of controlled by ram and static pressure. But you know, I think that would be the next step for his setup. And he made it so it's portable, so like he takes it to like events and stuff and lets kids fly it. Anyways, gotta plan this whole thing in here, so let's get some weather. 123875. Get some weather here for Kearney. This is an Echo airspace, so I'm just going to go for 356. I'm going to take 36 then. 3019.
Temperature 26C, dew point 11C.
Probably November though. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe around Thanksgiving time. I'll probably go for a night flight. Maybe I usually do it in the 152. I have an awesome video from years ago when I did that to get my night landings in, where a car ended up on the runway because they didn't know where the heck they were going on the airport. It's alright, pattern altitude of Kearney. If you're looking at this, by the way, see that 4 digits there underneath AWOS 2132? That tells me the field elevation, so you add 1,000 to that, so it's about 3,150. So we'll round it up to 3,200, and that's what we'll descend to. We'll also kick this back to 2,100 RPMs and see if the autopilot's going to work, which it is. Alright, back to guard.
You're on guard, Whip.
And now Ellison can announce the descent as well.
Yeah.
No, that didn't go through. Did I spell it right? I think I did.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we start our descent, please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position. Make sure your seatbelt is securely fastened and all carry-on luggage is stowed safely and securely in the aircraft. Thank you.
Very cool. Kearney and the Platte River coming up. I think you can kind of see the Platte River right here. And that fort was right on the side of it. And yeah, we're going to take runway 36. So we're actually going to take a heading here of about 27-ish, 28-ish, 280. Start deviating. I'm going to do an extended final into runway 36. So let's go heading, autopilot. You know what's funny? In real life, I've never used an autopilot because there's only one aircraft that actually had the autopilot on it, and when we tried activating it when I was getting signed out in the aircraft, it like started like descending even though we told it to climb. So like we don't trust it. So, but again, would I feel comfortable? Honestly, through the simulator, trying things out, yeah, I would. But the arrow is kind of annoying too, because the 530 has a 530 in it like this. When you're approaching your destination and you have it programmed, they'll say approaching your destination. You have to like hit the excuse button, if you will, or the I know that, Susie, you know. All right, Kearney will be off our left. The fort will actually probably maybe almost be flying over it on our way in. We'll see that we're going 3.6. Actually, yeah, it'll be like right off our right as we go up to 3.6. So, and again, I don't know what it's gonna look like, but they remade the fort area, so we'll see what happens. But we'll take the drone out there. Let me get the landing in first. And we're gonna start announcing it. CTAF 123.0. Let's get that programmed in as well. Let's do the autopilot thing again. You see how it's messing up? Don't mess up. That's why you have to keep an eye on it. Autopilot on. No, on. And keep heading. I don't like how the autopilot's not working. We still have time. I don't know why this and the Arrow have issues with the autopilot. Is it turning? It's kind of turning. Nope, it turned off. Oopies. Alright, let's do this again. Heading. Okay, vertical speed. We're supposed to be at 3,200. Yeah, we're right about there actually. Alright, good. Well, it's working now. Don't know why it has such problems. Yep. Be prepared for our last destination tonight. Then we might do a quick break, maybe eat a quick dinner, see what the family's up to, and then if I can make it happen, we might be back for the Virtual Safe Flying Club event. If not, I'm sorry, but spent 2.5 hours so far on this. And I don't mind flying again. I feel like flying again, but gotta go take a little break. Not really. To be honest with you, park and brake, it's easier to fly by hand in real life than it is on the simulator. The simulator, it gets very rickety compared to real life. In real life, you just trim that out right and you use your fingertips on the yoke. And you're just guiding it along. You know what I'm saying? I'll be flying manual in a couple minutes. But in real life, you feel the weight of the aircraft. And you're able just to use your fingertips on the yoke. One of the big things about becoming a private pilot at first is you have a tendency to clench on to the yoke, and we usually fly with one hand, so it's a left hand, and our right hand's on like the throttle. You know what I'm saying? But what they'll do oftentimes, I didn't have this happen to me, but I was clenching onto the yoke like for dear life when I first started. They'll stick a pencil between your hand and the yoke to teach you lighten up, and we want to fly more with our fingertips on the yoke. It's like little fine adjustments. You're just deflecting the ailerons to keep it straight. So they don't get tired at all. I will say that the 152 is really light, so that in itself, it will turn. The 172 felt like a tank at first, and then the Arrow feels it has more weight to it, so when you go to flare for your landing, you really gotta pull that sucker back compared to other aircraft. But yeah, I didn't know how easy it was on the 152 till I started getting signed up for the others. Alright, let's start calling in here. 230 CTAF, yeah. So I got it in the wrong frequency. Give me a second. Kearney traffic, Warrior 0 Echo Foxtrot, 12 nautical miles to the southeast, intercepting, transitioning south of the airfield to intercept a extended final for runway 36, Kearney. I don't have a favorite twin engine. I typically fly what I fly in the real world. I should have probably propped that up there, but that's okay. So, I mean, if I had to try one, probably the DA62, but I kind of stick with what I fly in the real world. Or I'm going to try to get in the PMD G737, which isn't working on 2020 that well lately. So, and some jets. I do like the Cirrus jet, the Honda jet, the Cirrus Vision jet, stuff like that. So, I want to get into the Airbus. Like, problem now is that since I became a private pilot, I kind of want to know how to fly it somewhat realistically. It's not just get in the air and fly anymore. It's understand the aircraft, get the POH, read through it, know what's going on. I never used to be like that when I was growing up, obviously. But now that I know everything kind of exists, it helps. And not a lot of people want to do that. They just want to go out and fly and have fun. But I like to understand it, so. Alright, fuel pump will be going on as we make our way in. This again is the Platte River. And the actual fort would be out here. Oh, that might be the fort right there, to be honest with you. So that might be the recreation of Fort Kearny. And that's where the settlers would go to be protected on the way west. So, the Oregon Trail. Hence why we're landing in Kearny. Verbal time and weather. Sun is setting, sort of. And and I think it's an hour behind me on the East Coast. Yeah, so it's 6:35 p.m. local time. It's nice to see that it kept up with the time, because right now it's 7:35 p.m. where I'm at in Massachusetts. But if anyone wanted suggestions from me on getting flight sim gear, build it up over time. I'm in my 40s now. I've been doing this for over 25 years. I started out with all the small stuff like most people do, and then I upgraded over time. Look for deals. Try to buy used if possible if you want to save money. There's lots of people that go and buy like the whole setup, and then they find themselves not using it, and they just want to like sell it and get whatever money they can back. So there's lots of great deals out there like that, especially if you're going to use it. So I think this is the fort though. Could be wrong on that, could be right. So, but we'll take a look at it with the drone cam. Airport's out there. I think that's it right there, to be honest with you. But we're gonna go runway 36. So, start heading a little bit more to the north here. We're 1,000 feet above the ground right now. Crossing the Platte River soon. Oh, Maddie's on board. What'd you pick, peaches? No, we got a peach tree. Alright, I gotta land this thing, okay? So I'm gonna be out of here pretty soon. Peaches. I was gonna pick those off the tree pretty soon, so thank you for beating me to it. Okay. Alright, they look good. I need to fly, so I'm gonna finish the, yeah, okay. I love you. It's my daughter, everyone. That is not the fort, actually. So the fort is probably a little bit more down there. Again, we'll take a look at it. Platte River, runway 36. I wonder if it's this with the trees, because it does have trees on it. Oh, excuse me. I haven't checked the lots in a while just to make sure there's no control here. Nope. But we are in Nebraska. We're making great things happen. A lot of ranches out here. That might be it there. Now that I'm seeing it, that could be the Kearney State Historical Park. Then they have campgrounds over here. And over here. Pretty cool. So you can actually camp out over here. Love to do that. That'd be awesome. Alright, we're going to have to turn a hard right though. To line up with 36. But yeah, that's the Fort Kearney State Park right there. So we're going to head out there with the drone after. Let me get back in the cockpit and line this thing up. 36-ish. Kearney traffic, Warrior Zero Echo Foxtrot 5 nautical miles south, extended final, runway 36, full stop, Kearney. Should be seeing it. Oh, there we are. It's right there. And that is almost 36. I think that is 36. Because they also have a 3-1, but that's more this way. So. Alright, cool. El Manuel. Let's get this thing going here. Carb heat on. 1800 RPMs. You kind of memorize this by doing it. And then when we're in the white arch, 10 degrees of flaps. Angle down. This thing has a habit of sinking down when you put the flaps in though. Which isn't the best. I hope I'm still streaming because it's saying I'm offline. Fly the plane first, Eric. Ha ha ha. Okay, it should be about 90. Yep. It's looking pretty good. Fuel pump on. Toby eye tracker on. I like that so I can see my visuals. There's Kearney. I'm going to reset it there. Natively supported now. Alright, man. Well, thank you for coming out. If you feel like pushing that follow button, it'll notify you whenever I fly. Not required, but had a nice conversation with you. Alright, coming in here. And another thing of flaps, 25 degrees of flaps. Kearney traffic, Warrior Zero Echo Foxtrot, final runway 36, Kearney. I'm indeed gonna have some dinner after this too as well, I think. So it's all visual from here. Trim up slightly. We'll announce it one more time. Winds are pretty good here. And 2024 has definitely gotten better though. So surface update 3. Kearney traffic, Warrior 0 Echo Foxtrot, final runway 36, full stop Kearney. And again, we'll announce the significance of this on the Oregon Trail here. Full flaps. Want to be about 70 to 65. That'll slow us down a little bit. Looking at that airspeed. Typically, the speeds are almost the same. But this says the 172 is the Warrior. It's getting too slow. This one sinks down faster though, because the low wings tend to drop a little faster than the 172s. I should have mixture pull up. We're good now. Coming in for a landing. Oh, someone left. Okay, throttle out right about now. Trim up. Feels very heavy. Yeah, we're a little high. Now, it wasn't terrible. A little hard, but not terrible. All right. Let's see if we can turn off to the left here. Aerodynamic braking, please work. Thank you. It's gotten a little bit better in 2024 on that too. Ground handling. Aerodynamics, if you will. Turn off to the left here. Alright. Clear it, call it, we'll go park and we'll go visit some historic spaces and then we'll be good. But yeah, I'm going to be late to that Virtual Safe Flight Club thing. Or start late, I should say. Kearney traffic, Warrior 0 Echo Foxtrot, clear of runway 36, Kearney. Tow guide tracker off, flaps up, carpet off. Landing light. Strobe's off, sorry. Fuel pump off. Landing light can go off for now. And let's go park this thing. Oh, I forgot to do the trim. Trim set for neutral. Alright. And here we go. Tow guide tracker on. And taxi to the right. Lots of people just standing around here. I'm gonna park where everyone else is, obviously. Maybe I should turn this around. Not hit anyone. Oh, that is a Marshall. Okay. Let's try using him. Good. Okay. Or her, sorry. Couldn't see that well. Alright, there we go. Parking brake on. Tow guide tracker off. Checklist. ELT verify silent. Avionics off. All lights except for beacon off. Mixture full lean. Mags off. Master off. Lights off. Looks good. We'll make sure the nav lights are off. Alright, so let's go check out. Actually, let's find out why we're here. That might help first, so let me do that. So, here we go. Kearney. Fort Kearney was the first military fort established to protect emigrants on the Oregon Trail in Nebraska, serving as a crucial stop for repairs, supplies, and mail, and was strategically located at the convergence of trails along the Platte River. Though it wasn't attacked by Native Americans and was a lookout point, the fort also featured a bugler and a powder magazine. I think it's called bugler. Could be bugler. Fort Kearney was established in 1848 and discontinued in 1871, becoming a significant landmark for those traveling west. Those are real graphics from the Oregon Trail game, by the way. All right, let's take the drone tour here. If I can ever get this to work, that is. Yeah, it gets a little touchy on that insert button there. Try Turn that follow mode off. We gotta go south of the airfield. But here is Kearney Regional. I'm gonna turn off that sim. That's the airfield. I think that's default. All right. Wow, baseball fields galore there. Interesting. Here's Kearney, the actual town. And I can't complain. We're 2 for 2 now in 2024. It hasn't crashed the desktop once. Watch it do it now. That should be funny. Alright, let me get my Google map over here. It's on the other monitor so I can see what I'm doing. Alright, I know what I'm doing. So that would be downtown Kearney. Then we're looking for the Platte River, which is here. I'm going to go to the other side and go to Fort Kearny State Historical Park, which might be that little square in front of us. This is the Platte River. Maybe it wasn't that square in front of us. Oh no, that is. Yeah. Alright, so right here is the recreation of the fort. You can kind of see it. See what I'm talking about? So that's a recreation of the fort. It's not going to be like 3D or anything. But yeah, so that's what it was like without the big city out there, or town, whatever it is. And then that was where the settlers used to come. And nowadays you can actually do camping here. This is a campground, believe it or not. Looks like they got a pool and everything. Might not be a pool, might be someone's house. But the campground is right. I don't know, could be part of camping. I guess. Let me zoom in here. Could be houses. It's a youth camp over here. And then Google Maps is going nuts here. Give me a second. Fort Kearney Campground is over here, so you can camp out over here. All right. Other than that, we're gonna try to find that archway, which is a big museum, if you will, that stretches across the highway on Route 80. We'll see if they have it in the simulator. I don't know if they will. But this is like the big, oh, there it is. It's right there. So I don't know if it's 3D or not, but this, you can walk right through it, and it shows you like exhibits and stuff based on the pioneers, if you will, heading west. No, it's just default scenery, but this is called the Archway, and it's an actual museum. I guess we'll take a look at it together then. If we click on this, that's what it looks like. And then on the inside, we have a lot of Western themed stuff for settlers and stuff. Pretty cool, huh? It's like a whole recognizing the accomplishments of people going west. That's what the outside looks like. It's a nice shot at night. But they went bankrupt because not enough people were going there. And then Kearney took it over after bankruptcy, so. There you go. There's the old wagon wheel. Oregon a bust. Especially walking into it. Yep. Gives you something to do out here at least. Okay. That wagon again. They're trying to show you what was inside wagons back then. And that little thing there. That seems to be an escalator going west. This is a little, probably a small little thing of Fort Kearney. And the gift shop or something? It's pretty cool. People crossing winter time. They got a nice car for Route 80. Stagecoach with a nice car. I don't know what the heck that is. Oh, it's just that wagon again. Show you what's in it. So that's like a wagon that didn't make it kind of deal. It's kind of cool, the dioramas that the portraits they make in the background. Yeah, I don't know why you'd want to lug a piano out west, but oh, that sucks. You know. Tatonka, Buffalo. But that's the big archway, which again is like a big museum for heading west, not just the Oregon Trail. But that is where we are going to leave you from today. If you're on Twitch, please stay tuned. We'll raid somebody. If you are, there's the airport over there, by the way. If you are on YouTube, I ask you to kindly push that subscribe button. Maybe even push a thumbs up to like this live stream. It does help. And if you're on Kick, also, if you could push that subscribe button to follow along. Twitch, push the follow button, so that way you'll be notified whenever I do stream. I'm never on a schedule because I have kids. As you just saw, my daughter came with peaches. How random is that? But I will be seeing you soon. This is only the second flight of the Oregon Trail flights. We got a long way to go, all the way to Oregon, so we're going to make it happen. I might be back tonight, might not for the Richard State Flying Club. Gotta go check out my family. But I appreciate you watching, and I will see you soon. So we're going to end the stream. And I didn't do the theme. I should have done the theme. Give me a second. See, I should have been saying all this over this. But yes, we will continue on to the Oregon Trail flights pretty soon. Maybe even tomorrow. Who knows? And then I'm back to work on Monday teaching the youth of America. But we will see you soon. Eric Flight, peace out. Gonna rate someone. If you haven't already, push those follow and subscribe buttons. Really do appreciate it. Trying to get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube so I can monetize. And that gives me more money for world flying in the real world. So that's why we do that. So we'll see you soon. Eric Flight, peace out. Take it easy.